Infatuation is a temporary emotion, ever fleeting as a drifting cloud. A tree developing buds, green leaves turn gold, brown, finally a wind blowing over them. On the ground they lay again, engaged on earth, and then they are gone. Ever changing like the seasons, warm, hot, cool, then cold. Cool in spring, warming up for the summer heat passionately. Now as the cool winds of autumn begin to blow, they tend to cool, preparing for the icy chills of winter. So like a lady changing her attire, putting on, taking off her makeup, ever changing. Infatuation is a temporary emotion. That was a poem by Heather Burns. That's Heather Burns. How's everybody doing this morning? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is episode 3 of The Love of Leisure. I am your host and your counselor, Dr. Unity Love. This subject today is called Internet Entanglements, Love versus Infatuation. And I want to give a shout out to Jasmine Moore for helping me on naming my episode. My love to you. And for those who want to give a donation, please send to my Cash App, $ Balboa 73. That's $ BALBOA 73. A donation would be appreciated. This episode is a special edition. It's like a double edition. It's 2 subjects in one. So I wrote me a couple of notes to help out. And if y'all don't mind, I'm gonna read on. So remember, love versus infatuation first, and then internet entanglements. Infatuation is when you first see someone that you are attracted to and immediately feel there's a connection based on, whereas love is knowing the good and the bad of someone and still loving them all the same. Infatuation is a fast fantasy. Being infatuated with someone requires no thinking. You do not know anything about the person you're attracted to. This is a very quick attraction that feels like it hits you over the head. As soon as you see this person, you are already fantasizing about your future together without knowing anything about them. You already believe that things are going to work out for the both of you based on appearances only. Infatuation is automatically filling in the blanks for that person and hoping that things will work out the way you want. Infatuation is expecting perfection, makes us want self-perfection, and obsession. An instant crush, that's infatuation. Now love, on the other hand, is reality that takes time, being real, and is timeless. Love is all about being comfortable and revealing your true self and exposing memories that may be embarrassing or hard to talk about, and reveal our true selves and the way we look. If someone really loved you, they will not care how you look because they love you too much. You will always be beautiful to that person, and that's inside and out. Here's my notes for today. Let's talk about it. This is a story I gotta tell y'all about a friend of mine. I ain't gonna say no names. That was a female. Well, we ex-friends. that's a whole nother story. But me and her was cool, and there was this specific guy that she was attracted to. So we've talked about it. So she decided to take him up on the offer and come in and see him. Right now, the first thing was because I was doing her hair, and then she had left. He had wanted her to drive his car so they can go to their house. So things happen, and the next thing you know, she had to take the bus back. Now this was going on for a couple of days, and we was talking, and she said, she loves him, and I'm like, well, does he love you back? Now, she had said he didn't say it, but he had showed it. I was like, well, how did he show it? She couldn't explain how he showed it. But see, if you're in love with a person, you're gonna say it back. I say I love you to my queen every day, even when I'm mad at her or even when she's mad at me. But we don't get into no huge arguments. It's not to a point where the relationship is going sour. Cause see, every relationship will have some type of problems, But then y'all know how to get it back together. Now, back to my story. Now, I mean, yeah, I used to send her some money. Send her some money so that, she'd be alright and everything, cause she was my friend, Never had sex with her. Nothing. We was just friends. We was cool. We'll go out to eat. Like, boom. Sometimes she'll try to pay for it. I'll be like, no, I got it. I'll pay for it. You're my friend. And sometimes she will pay too, We used to go to the malls together. We used to be cool. And people used to think that we was a couple. And we was like, nah, we friends. We just friends. Now, she goes back over there. Like, this is like after a couple of times they had like a little small engagement, but it wasn't really too serious, She loved this guy, but the guy don't love her. So therefore, she was infatuated because she didn't really know anything about him, his ins and outs, his goods and bad. And his mother, I think his mother had passed, and she was there to comfort him, but he didn't want to be uncomfort or nothing. And this is coming from a person that so-called loves him. Like my woman consoles me when I'm going through it with the death of my family. But this guy, that was his excuse of not being bothered with her because he got what he wanted. She had it in her mind that she was in love, that they was going to be perfect together. Now, mind you, she told me that the reason why he can't come and pick her up was because he didn't have a driver's license. Or let me correct myself. His license was suspended. Now, if his license is suspended, why is he driving back and forth to work? Make her take the last bit of her money and take the bus to go see him instead of him coming to pick him up. It wasn't interesting. And see, and that's the difference between love and infatuation. Y'all gotta get that correct. The two is not going to mix. But as I said in my other podcast, it plays a thin line because both have feelings. Both do have feelings. But at the same token, it is not the same. It's like infatuation is like it's like a crush. You have a crush on that person. That person looks good, you know. And that's vice versa, man or woman. There's females out there that's infatuated with a man because of his size. I'm say pause on that. But I've known females that did based on that. Because see, when you have a mentality like that, then a man will not take you seriously. Vice versa. If men has a mentality like that, then that woman will not take you seriously. And see, all the men out there, you know, if you infatuated with a female, then keep it as the infatuation. Don't mix it with love. And you can't expect them not to go out and seek other men. If you didn't make it a point to her that you want to be with her and that you are in love with her. Because if you just smashing, then that's all she think is gonna be. And of course she's gonna date other men. You can't be mad. That's because you did not make it into something. All you thought about was having sex. Think about that. Gotta set your standards. Male or female. Some men like females just because she look good and she got a nice backside. And she got nice boobs and she's pretty in the face. But the question is, what do you really know about her besides her outer beauty? What do you know about the inside? The inner? Do you think that she's your soulmate? Or ladies, do you think that he is your soulmate? And do you feel it? But does that person feel the same way? Do that person will go out their way to come see you? And to keep it and to keep it going, you know. Well, of course, there's friends with benefits, you know. But then see, even that, you keep it that way, and that's all it's gonna be. And see, the problem is that when people get into these relations, whether is boyfriend, girlfriend, whether it is marriage, whichever, friends with benefits, set that standard. Like, listen, this is all it's gonna be. So you gotta do. Sometimes you gotta set rules. You gotta set the regulations. Sometimes you just gotta lay down the law. And the problem is that they mix it all the time. See, look. There's nothing wrong with being infatuated with somebody. There's nothing wrong about that. I mean, I've been infatuated back in the days. You know, but back when I didn't know no better, I was younger. I was young. I was in my 20s. Young 20s. Got infatuated, got caught up. Because I didn't know how to separate the two at the time. You know, I'm here to tell y'all that don't get yourself caught up in something that's not favorable to them. I'm gonna say that again. Don't get caught up in something that is not favorable to them. Because you might feel a way, but that person might not feel a way. Right. People may disagree with me, but I'm only talking facts. And it's no, like, I don't know. There's no such thing as everybody has their own facts. No, facts are facts. I don't have my facts. Facts is just facts. And you just gotta pay attention. Which goes back to what you accept in a man and what you will not accept in a man. Like Steve Harvey said. What you not accept in a man shouldn't overweigh of what you accept in a man. You know, you go by what you accept in a man. Go by that first. Take your list. It's just that simple. Yeah, there's points. And like Steve Harvey said, there's deal breakers, you know. And like I said, people goes by looks. Looks is not going to determine whether that's going to be your husband or whether it's going to be your wife. We got to get that out of our heads. But like I said, love is timeless. Love goes a long way. As in, when people say that they can fall out of love, or down the line, what did you fall in love with first? And if you fall out of love with that individual, then was there something that individual was hiding? Because see, once you get married, you sign that contract, and there's two things that stands out in the marriage vows: for better and for worse. So that means you're going to be there for the best of times and for the worst of times. Because see, at your worst will bring your best out. Remember that. But if you drowning in it, then guess what? You're going to fail. So when you in your worst time, then your best comes out. And then you sharpen up your marriage again. Just like in a relationship, you're going to sharpen up your love. You know? Because if you leave a relationship and then jump into another one like a week later. You didn't even get to know that person. Don't know nothing about the person, and then you think it's love. So down the line, after your little crush, after your little infatuation, then problems starts to occur. It seems like after sex, things change. I just don't know why. That people get into these entanglements, which is going to be my next thing on here. All these internet entanglements, and then like especially if you don't really know about that person, if you don't really even meet that person, and how is it you catch your feelings in that person, and that's male or female? There's so much things that I could say, you know, but people know the truth. But see, people who get into these online relationships, they catch in whole feelings. But see, to me, you should meet a person face to face. Go out on dates. This internet entanglement, this is something like so millennial. It's so new to me. They get into these type of relationships, and they don't know what's going on with each other, especially in chats. Alright, look. We know what's going on in these chats. Then you meet a person. Cause see, it's just entanglements. These are just entertainment purposes only. It would be a rare thing that you will find relationships in these freaky chats. Very rare. I mean, I'm not saying that it won't happen, but most of it is going to fail. We're gonna be mad at each other, and then okay, I'm back to the chat. Word. But you knew what you was getting yourself into, you know. But see, when you dealing with these this internet entanglement, and you get yourself involved in everything. And then next thing you know, you start to create enemies. And people that just don't get it together, you know? It's all in the head that they theirs. And then you have the other party flirting in another chat. And it gets found out. You know? You can't go back to a person that says that they only want you. I'm sorry. I could never, like, ever get into a relationship online. Because for one, ain't nobody saying it back. You love them, but they not saying it back, which goes back to love and infatuation. If that person is not saying it back and is not showing you, then you in an entanglement that don't even mean nothing. There you go. Mixing love with infatuation. So why entangle yourself that you can't get yourself out of? So that means you entangled yourself. And ain't nobody trying to make no engagements. May not agree with me, but that's a true fact. Because me, I'm not going all the way beyond it unless I'm sure that this is going to be official. See, first of all, you take things too fast. Too fast. Because when you do things too fast, it's like if you cook something too fast and then you go to eat it, it's not going to taste right. Yeah, that was a phone call that just came in. But sorry for the disturbance. But it's like love is like a pressure cooker. No one of the slow cookers, right? I said pressure cooker. Nah, I meant to say slow cooker, where you put the food in and it takes time. You put the seasoning, you put the potatoes, and you let all that marinate. That's what love is. When you marinate feelings with each other, you feel the same. She knows your ins and your outs. He knows your ins and your outs. That's what it's all about. Infatuation. Fast food restaurants. It's cooked fast and you can eat it. But that home cooked meal is something different. Whew, it hits your soul. That's what love does to you. It hits your soul. That means you're compatible to that person, And again, I'm not saying that it can't happen on the internet, but most relationships on the internet do not work. And like I said before in my last podcast, that only 17% of the marriages have worked only on the internet. 17%. And that was from the Institute of Study. That's where I got that from. So you already know that's facts. They did an analysis of it. People don't want to believe, then I'm not going to force them to believe. But see, all these internet entanglements, it causes a lot of problems, and then it causes a lot of trouble. So why even do it? If you're not sure of that person. But infatuation got you pictured that you are sure about that person. And like I said, what if that person wasn't sure if they want to be committed to you? Because I know doggone well that you wouldn't like. Alright, Jasmine said to me, why do all that traveling all the way out beyonder when you could do that in your own city or your own county, in the area where you can travel, instead of traveling 14 hours all the way out there? And then, what if y'all did meet up? Then what y'all gonna do? Is one gonna quit their job and come out there with you, or vice versa? Because you already have a life out where you at. Are you willing to stop your career and go travel and take everything out there and go travel and go live out there, especially if you don't know about that person? A lot of people don't even know what entanglement means. Entanglement. You engage into a sexual activity. That's what entanglement means to me. That's just my opinion. But then, that's a whole different relationship. You know, so if you are willing to travel to go see somebody, you better make sure that that person's willing to do it. Because it ain't no fun when you're about to go out there and that person don't answer your calls and don't do none of that. And I'm speaking to those who know better. Gotta get it together. But I told you, love is understanding. Love hurts nobody. Love is patient. Love is kind. But when you mix infatuation with love, then you're gonna have a problem. It's just like you can't mix good with the bad. Good is gonna be good. Bad is gonna be bad. Love is gonna be love. In fact,